Faith family, YouTube devotees, it's another edition of Pepper the Pastor, and my name is Paul Allen, a member of the Faith Family Covenant, Burnsville and Rosemount. With Pepper the Pastor this week, the pastor being Pastor Wes.
Good to see you.
Our man from Faith Family, good to see you too, sir. A nice lady named Sandy approached us at Faith Family Rosemount one Sunday and had a question for Pepper the Pastor. It brings us to the Gospel of John, but for context, because we're all raised by Wes, we got to find the context. Right. Let's do 1 through 4. Again, John 14, let not your hearts be troubled, believe in God, believe also in me. In my Father's house there are many rooms. If it were not so, would I have told you that I go to prepare a place for you? And I go and prepare a place for you, I will come again and will take you to myself, that where I am, you may be also, and you know the way to where I'm going. John 14, verse 2, specifically, as Sandy asked, in my Father's house, there are many rooms. What are the rooms?
It's a great question. I'm glad you pointed out the importance of context, because when Jesus says, let not your hearts be troubled, well, why is he even trying to comfort them? And it's because Jesus has just been talking about the fact that he's going to go away. And so you think about it from the mindset of the disciples. They have been with Jesus. They have given their life to follow him. And now he's going to be separate from them. They're in a bit of a panic mode. So Jesus says, let not your hearts be troubled. I am going to prepare a place for you that where I am, you may also be. So ultimately what Jesus is doing here is giving the disciples comfort that this separation that they'll experience with him is only temporary, that he is preparing a place. Now likely that place is heaven, or what we know as heaven, because in the book of Revelation you'll see the New Jerusalem coming down, literally a place that's coming down to earth. And so that's likely what Jesus is referring to. Now, specifically about the rooms, this is another thing I talk about, don't push the metaphor too far.
Right.
Jesus is not saying, in fact, I think the old King James Version says, in my Father's house there are many mansions. Mm-hmm. And so people get this idea like, I'm going to have my own private suite, like VIP at the Vikings game or something. That's not what Jesus is talking about at all, like you're going to have your own personal condo in heaven. He's ultimately talking about the dwelling place of God, where we dwell in the presence of God. And for those who were afraid of Jesus' departure, he says, let not your hearts be troubled. I prepare a place for you.
And with that, preach and teach, all of God's people said, Amen. Now don't forget to subscribe and or like what you've seen and join the Faith Family Covenant. faithfamilymn.org if you'd like to have a sermon with us on a Saturday at 4:30 or a Sunday at 10. And again, learn more at faithfamilymn.org. For Pastor Wes, I'm Paul Allen. You have been peppered.